So the last easy showcase for today will be the Int Whis here. This guy is probably the second best in the batch after the LR Pearson Whis. So I decided to save him for last, right? He's been kind of helping around the other showcases, but now we're going to focus on this unit. He's pretty much just an ultimate support unit, right? This guy does have a lot of dodge, right? I gave him 32 dodge in there. He does have what's 7 additional, no crit. This guy's not really going to be meant to do damage in my opinion. Technically he already has crit in his passive, right, because of his support, but we'll be talking about that. Full level 10 links here. So he's starting off at 219k defense. How this Int Whis works is he gets 120% start of turn attack and defense. He supports all allies key 3 and then 30% attack and defense. Now, Realm of Gods category allies and Bond and Master Disciple category allies both get 10% attack and defense and 10% crit chance. That does stack, by the way, so if you're in both categories, that is essentially 20% to each of those things, which means that in total, those like Beerus and Whis units would get 50% attack and defense and 20% crit chance, plus a 3 key, which is very, very prominent. It's why this unit is actually able to look so good. Per Realm of God category ally attacking the same turn, he gets 60% attack and defense. And then per Bond Master Disciple category ally attacking the same turn, he gets 25% dodge chance. So you see he is missing on some stats here. He's at 219k. And finally, he actually does get 30% defense on his super attack effects. So he's gonna be basically around close to 300, high 270k range, 280k range, right? Which I feel that defense is obviously very low. We're under 200%. So if you like in this situation we dodged, right? But if you don't dodge with this Whis in this situation, you take a lot of damage for sure. But this guy is providing so much to the team as well, and he's really a unit that you just want to build. Hey, we're gonna make him dodge, right? That's gonna be important. I'll push Piccolo off. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have Piccolo be pushed off, right? The reason why is because I do want to show some rotations where we may not have a full Realm of Gods category rotation, but like, you know, maybe Esther Piccolo, we run this team, Esther Piccolo could be really good. Maybe it ends up on the rotation with them and you are going to float them off to be with the other all-our Piccolo, right? The superhero one, right? That could be a good situation for him. But yeah, next rotation should be pretty good for this Whis. It might even be like the best rotation. Usually, if you could see, I'm not really breaking support units, right? Besides the extra S tier Piccolo and of course Whis himself. I have like I don't know how to explain it. I feel weird bringing like a lot of support units onto a team for a showcase on a support unit, if that makes sense. Because this support unit, we should be able to see like, you know, how they're going to be able to stand on their own in situations without any additional help, because they're supposed to be the additional help, right? If that makes sense. So right here, we're going to have a good amount of links active, everything but the gentleman link. So we'll keep you here, right? Vados does share more links with this Whis than Beerus and Whis, right? So I actually do have Cold Judgment this time. Beerus and Whis do not have Cold Judgment, but Vados does. So his defense is 328k. So post super, he's around 430k, huh? Yeah, his defenses I feel are a little low, like for him trying to handle himself. If you get the double super attack, then he's fine. But you definitely want to rely on dodging for this guy. But even though this guy might not be doing the damage, you'll be able to see in a second, he does allow the other units on the rotation to do the damage. Actually, never mind, I lied. They haven't gotten hit yet. Look, chill on them. If they got hit, they'd be like 10, 12 mil easy. I'm telling y'all. But, yeah, this Whis is actually pretty solid. I feel like his defenses could have been a little better. Couldn't they have? Probably. So let's just use these active skills and skip through this turn, right? I just don't really care about sitting through this turn like that. We do kill. Perfect. Okay, sweet. Let's have Whis here show us what he got. So again, at this time we're missing a Realm of Gods unit, but we are able to actually, that's the same for link, so I'll put him in the front. But we have like 30% support from Piccolo as an example, right? Okay, so 288,000. Yeah, I would say his defensive stat overall could have been a little higher. One issue is that he doesn't have any multiplicative stats. I mean, if they really wanted to go crazy, they could have made him get like at least 30% to 50% attack and defense on super attack. 30% isn't crazy, but that'll help, right? That would easily help. Or maybe even let him stack defense. Could be another extra additional option, right? Just power him up a little more defensively. He has the dodge and everything, but I'm not sure if that would really be enough for this guy. If he doesn't dodge, then he really does die. He's really good though. I like this Whis a lot still. Like, it sounds like I'm slandering him, but he's still providing so much with his support and everything. So him being even though he's like only like 400-ish K range, right? With the dodge chance, you can get away with that for sure, right? Especially with him as a floater. Usually, if you're going to be at the third slot in the rotation, what's going to happen is that you're not going to have a lot of attacks aimed at you in the first place. So you'll have a much better chance at surviving in those situations rather than if you want to put him in slot 1. Which, again, ideally you run this guy as a floating support unit, I feel. At least that's how I would run this guy. Or I guess if you really want to, you could run him on rotation with this LR Beerus and Whis, right? But not really going to be something you're like, oh yeah, you have to do this. Let's have him next to Beerus. So without Cold Judgment, he's 270k. With Cold Judgment, he jumps up to 328k. Yeah. Or I guess something else they could have done. Massively raise defense for the turn. And then he just doubles his defense and then he's good, right? And then he's like 100% good. Right? Then I'd feel like 100% comfortable. Right now I'm like 80 to 90% comfortable with how this guy is looking. We'll get one more rotation here with the Beerus, and then we'll kind of end things there. We'll basically try to show, at least I'll try to show, like, the effects of his support on Beerus and Whis, and how much harder they could hit with his support ability. Now, I guess they weren't really, like, you know, on rotation in the first place, but you'll see that there is going to be a pretty significant increase in power once they have Whis on rotation. That's for sure. So let me skip ahead and we'll see that. Alright, so this turn we're gonna let LR Beerus and Whis kind of go off here. We'll do this, right? This is his role as a floating unit. And he's just essentially gonna make these guys kind of go crazy, right? I think that's the biggest like reason behind their design. It's to, well, I guess his design, to make their design like really, really good, right? So they're gonna hit a very hard attack stat right here. I believe it should be around 12 mil. Actually 10 mil right there, which is still pretty good. Okay, look at them go. They are definitely god gamers for sure. And then we can see Whis attack at the end there, and then we'll be good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this Whis. Again, I do believe that his defense could have been a little higher, like just his defensive stat itself. Again, ideally these units have defensive stats that are enough to tank normals, and then the dodge is for the super attacks, right? That's kind of the idea there, but as long as he's able to dodge these supers, I feel like normals may hurt him at times, but he'll be fine. Unless you're against like Meta Cooler Core Red Zone, then he gets absolutely demolished. But that's it. We're done with the showcases for today. Tomorrow I'll be taking some of these units into Red Zone, like Beerus and Whis, the God Gokus. I'm tired, y'all. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.